Today we're revising mean, median, and mode, which you've done many years in a row now, but we're going to delve into some more difficult examples that you might not have seen before. You may have noticed in our last lesson that I skipped number 4, which is summarize and analyze in our data cycle. We use summary statistics like mean, median, mode, range, and some others that we're going to talk about to summarize big sets of data. We use different measures to summarize data. So numbers that you're familiar with, measures of central tendency, mean, median, mode, we'll talk about today. But in future lessons, we'll also talk about measures of position and of dispersion. And all of these can help to paint a picture of what's happening in the data set. So let's see what you remember. There's a set of data at the bottom of the page here, and I want you to pause the video and see if you can find the mean, median, and mode. Let's see how you did. Starting with the mean. Another word for the mean is the average. You add up all the numbers and divide by the number of values. So in this case, we had 7 numbers, and the sum of them was 32. So 32 divided by 7, we rounded to 2 decimal places, which is standard if there's no other instruction, and got 4,57. So the mean of this set of data is 4,57. Median. The median is the middle number. What's very important here is that we first have to put all of the values in order. So by that we mean ascending order from smallest to largest. The median is the value that splits the data into 2 equal portions. So on this side of the data, I have 3 pieces, and on this side of the data, I have 3 numbers. So it's 2 equal portions separated by my middle number or my median. If there are 2 middle values, remember that you have to find the average between those 2. And then the mode is the easiest one. It's the one that shows up the most. In this case, there are 2 numbers that show up twice. So there are 2 modes. It's possible to have one mode. It's possible to have no modes. It's possible to have any number of modes. It just depends on the data set. Our second example, find the mean, median, and mode for the following set. Again, pause the video and see how you do. Right, for the mean, now we're going to make this a little bit more mathematical. So this symbol, this X with the bar on top, is the symbol that we use to represent mean. The mean is the sum of all the values, and the symbol that we use for sum is this squiggly thing called a sigma, the Greek letter sigma. X represents each value, so this is saying the sum of the values divided by n, and n stands for the number of the values. So in this case, the sum of the values, we add them all up and divide by 8 because there are 8 values, and we get 4,75. Now, I'm showing you this notation just so that you're aware of it. You don't have to write it down when you do problems. If you want to, that's certainly fine. But I just want you to recognize it when you see it in the textbook or other places. I want you to know what it means. And it certainly will come up again as you progress through mathematics. For the median. The median, we need to change to ascending order. And when I do that, I need to figure out which value is in the middle. But we have a problem because there are 2 values that are in the middle. So remember that we have to take the average between these 2, and this is true with any even numbered data set. You're always going to have to take the average between your 2 middle values. So our median in this case is the average between 4 and 5, which is 4,5. So what that means is that this value, 4, 5, splits the data into 4 values on the left and 4 values on the right. So it's almost like, so let's say 4, 5. It's almost like we're creating a new value, and that's our median. And then lastly, the mode is the number that occurs the most. But in this case, there's no mode because there's no number that is repeating itself.